Hello everybody and welcome to a new luck poker video. As mentioned in the previous one, today I'm going to review the pocket 10 cents from my last session that you can see in the previous video. You will find it linked somewhere here, I think on my webcam. But if you don't want to go back and see the video, well, I will now show you the replayer of the hand. So here was the action. We're small blind with pocket tens and big blind is this guy. Given history, well, I think he's a regular given the nickname GTO Gangsta and given the fact that he was playing multiple tables. We don't have any kind of history. I don't know him. I just probably think he's an average regular of an L25 since I have no info. So everybody folds. We open, this guy 3-bets and we go for the call. I would say this can definitely be a 4-bet sometimes. It's probably the most standard line if you're playing versus somebody who is loose and aggressive, as it should be in this dynamic. I feel like at an L25, as in all the other micros, probably 4-bet calling is not going to be that profitable in general, because they're not calling or shoving as much to 4-bet as they should. At least this is my read on the field. And that's why I think calling becomes a bit better. I still don't hate 4-betting. You can probably do it sometimes. I don't think you're gonna burn money. But yeah, I would say that at these stakes, calling this is totally fine as well. I don't think is a big problem. Actually, might be the best play. This flop hits Ace Jack 9 with 2 spades, and as I mentioned in game, my plan here is to check call a small bet. I would fold if I didn't have the spade, but having it, I think we should call once because we're gonna hit some very interesting turns, both for our hand, but also to maybe bluff later. So we check, he bets small, maybe a bit too small, 1/4, and we check call as planned. The turn is the ace, we check, he checks back. I think the strongest value he usually checks back is aces. Do I think he's checking back jacks and nines? Probably not. Not as much as he should, probably. I would say they are quite a natural bet in the sense that, you know, he doesn't block the ace. The board is somewhat drawy, even if it's this high. And I think most players, me included probably, I would say we just bet here jacks and nines because there is a lot to get value from. So I think the only strong value hand, the strongest value hand is checking his aces. He may check back sometimes some ace, especially if he has ace-x, stuff like ace deuce, ace threes that he can definitely 3-bet. I don't know how far he goes with the kicker with the checks, but yeah. I think also ace king, ace queen, he will probably bet more often than not. Ace 9 could be also check back actually, not only aces. But yeah, I would say this is pretty much what he could check. He can also have some give ups. And well, it can also check standard stuff to check, like any jack he could have. I would say checking back is totally fine. The river is the 10, which is interesting, and here I go for the overbet. I don't think I would do it that much versus stronger players. I mean, in stronger fields. I don't know him personally, so I don't know for him. But the fact is that we can check here a lot on this river if we know that our opponent is sim value betting and bluffing as much as he should. I don't think that's going to happen this much. I think he is not going to value bet stuff he should value bet. I don't think he's going to bluff almost at all at this point. So I feel like donk betting, even with the sizing, is something we should do more often in the micro stakes because he has potentially a decent amount of bluff catch. He can have an ace-x, as we said. He can have jack queen, jack king, which have definitely interesting blockers to hero call here. So I would say I don't take the overbet. I don't think it's standard, but I think at the lower stakes you play, the lower is the stake you play, the more you should do stuff like this. The problem here is that this guy shoves, which, you know, we have a full house, but I don't think this is a clear call. Actually, in game I called, but I think it's a mistake. Even, I mean, he should king queen, which is a hand that we beat, but I don't think he should shove. And also, as I said in game, I said I think this call might be profitable only if our opponent is making the mistake of showing king queen. Because yeah, you know, I think, what do we beat here? We said pocket nines. He probably is betting on the turn. Of course, jacks. We are not afraid of jacks because we don't think he's checking back on the turn. But he still can have ace nine and ace 10 and aces, most importantly. And if we don't think he's bluffing, we don't think he's shoving less than basically ace nine for value. Well, why are we calling here? I think it's a fold. By the way, we played him what reason? In game, I leveled myself in calling because I thought that he might be overplaying king queen, and luckily he was. But again, luckily he was. I still think we shouldn't assume he's doing that. Because guys, if somebody overbets here into you, you shouldn't shove king queen. I could have ace nine, ace 10, pocket tens, pocket nines, ace jack. So I mean, I can have a lot of value here, and which beats king queen. And when I overbet, I'm really polarized. So you shouldn't definitely shove king queen here. He was basically bluffing because I was about to fold pocket tens, which I don't think you should bluff your king queen. You can just call. That's fine. And yeah, let's see now in the solver in GTO Wizard how this hand was played in a GTO way. I edited a bit the solution to make it similar to what actually happened in game in terms of sizing and lines, of course. And here it is. So we close here and we pick the solution. Okay, I think you see it right already. Okay, perfect. Oop. Pardon. You should see it soon. Okay, here it is. Okay. So this is the spot. Of course, we do not dunk bet here. We just check. Nothing weird here. Here is the first change I had to do to the solution. The solver was betting with sizing 40%, but our opponent bet 25%. So I changed the solution in order for our opponent to bet this sizing. He did bet, and as we mentioned about the tens, the only tens we are calling is the one with the spade. We are folding the others with no problem. Let's go to the turn, which was the ace of hearts. Nothing interesting happening here. Of course, we don't have to lead out, and we check. And our opponent checked back, so we don't care much about what he should do. Just notice that he should definitely check aces, and ace 10 also is part of his checking back range, which is going to be important because, you know, on the river, we're going to put those hands in his range, as I did also when I was playing. So he checks back anyway, and on the river, the 10 of clubs hit. I'm going to have to change here our solution because, again, I did overbet, which is not what the solver is doing. So I'm just going to select one sizing, and I will choose the overbet 120%, which is pretty much what I did. As you see, is not in love with doing this. Is doing it very few with pocket tens. But as I mentioned, I'm probably doing this more than the solver would do, simply because of the field tendencies, so to say. But let's start from here, then we'll see also if I do it a bit more, if it's going to change something. I don't think. So I do overbet, and here is villain solution. See, the king queen is typically not a shove, definitely a call. He did shove, and at these conditions, let's see it normally. Okay, at this condition, as you see, pocket tens is a fold. So it wasn't crazy to fold this hand if we thought that our opponent wasn't shoving king queen. I think again it's really important to consider that because, as you see, I mean, it's much better for us to go with an ace, with ace 7, than with pocket tens, given the blockers we have. And you know, it's not automatic that we have a very strong hand on the river we should call. Not at all. As you see here, it is typically a fold with the tens there. Not a huge mistake would be, because it's minus 4 point, well, not even small actually, 4.88. And let's see if I, just out of curiosity, if I choose to I mean, we lock his shoving because, of course, he doesn't know how we play. So we lock his shoving. And let's see if I just overbet a bit more. Well, already, I don't know. Well, it's already a bit more right now. Okay. But I would do it a bit more. And let's say I'm shoving here. Donk betting, sorry, for value with ace 10 and with pocket tens and ace 9. Let's say I'm donk betting this much because as an exploitation of the field, of course, with an overbet. Even king queen, I would do an overbet probably, and a check. Let's see if I do this, if something changes, but I don't think I still have to call that. So we overbet now. I blocked what we probably overbet. No, sorry, I made a mistake because I had to lock everything. Voila, let's go back here. Okay, let me see if it is blocked. Let me lock this. Okay. Let's go back here, and now we block our response. Okay. Let's say we don't put this value. As I mentioned, I will probably do in an exploitative way. And I'm gonna block everything now and block the node. Okay. Here it is. Now, if you're overbetting with this strategy, should we ever fold anyway our hand? Yeah, absolutely. Still a fold. So yeah, I mean, as I had the feeling, it was a mistake to call. We shouldn't be result oriented. Close. Okay, never mind. Because it's very easy there to say, well, we were right, we won. I think I was lucky to win the hand because luckily my opponent had, made a mistake which I had no reason to believe he would make. So we were lucky in that sense. But I would say still we should consider this a mistake. And I think if in the games, in these microsticks, you make that bet fold, you're doing the right decision in the long run. If you're not lucky, as I was. Thanks for watching and see you next time. Bye.